Cool. Let's do it. Morning, everybody. Thanks for being here. I think we'll have people keep trickling in since it's first session in the morning. Really excited to share this product showcase, aka Product Potpourri, with y'all. These are some of the coolest products that I've seen as I've been researching the AI space, and really grateful that in many cases, the founders and CEOs and high-level folks of these organizations are with us today. So really excited about that. We're going to get right into it. Really quick, in case you weren't at yesterday's, we're going to do a 10-minute presentation slash demo, followed by a like 4-ish 5-minute Q&A, and then we're going to hop to the next team. Teams, one thing I found out when I realized yesterday, obviously, people want to know how do they reach out to you, how can they sign up, those sorts of things. So even if you include it in your slides, I would also encourage you to put it in the chat after you present, just because there's going to be questions. So without further ado, I'm going to hand over to Questionwell, and let's kick it off.
All right. Hi. So my name is Maya Bialik. Sorry if you hear some sound. I'm inside of school right now because I'm currently a teacher. And so the very brief background on Questionwell is that I was a researcher for 10 years doing education research. And then I went into the classroom and I've been teaching. And my husband is a programmer, and he sort of saw what I was doing in the classroom and was like, I can't believe you're doing that by hand. And I was like, me neither. So that's how we created Questionwell. So it's very like precisely for the problem that I was having. So I figured I would actually just walk you through it right on my laptop, if that's all right with everybody. So I'm not sure if I can see the chat, but I'm curious if anybody has any topics that they'd like some questions on.
Stoichiometry,
Thank you.
if you can spell it.
Yeah, I was going to say that's the real test. Okay, so maybe we have some text that we want to paste in, and maybe we want to change the reading level of it. Maybe we don't have text, and if not, then the AI can write the reading for us. The other option, I'll just open it in a new window. You have YouTube, so you can generate a question set by putting in a YouTube link, or you can actually generate an interactive video by putting in a YouTube link. You can enter a website and it'll pull out the content. You can upload a document. You can put in your own questions and it'll just import the questions, and you'll see why that's something you might want to do in a second. Let me just move things a little bit. Okay. So here it's written some things about stoichiometry. All right, not bad. That's good. I didn't know if we could do these little numbers. Great. So then I hit generate questions, and what it's doing right now, since I had chosen 10 questions up here and multiple choice, it's taking this reading and it's writing some learning outcomes, and it's creating questions based on those learning outcomes. Now, if you're in a school where you have to follow some standards, you can actually find the standards here and add them, and it'll use those instead of writing its own. Or if you have your learning progression mapped out and you'd like to use yours, it can use those. But I'm sort of showing the like most autopilot version. So here we've got some questions. What can be calculated? The amount. Okay, that looks like a pretty good question, so I'll add it. What is stoichiometry? Yeah, that's important. So if I want, I can sort by learning outcome, and it'll show me which questions have to do with which learning outcome. I can sort by question type. In this case, I just made multiple choice. It's picked out some of the important vocabulary. That was just a feature that was requested a number of times, so we added it in. And it also pulls out essential questions, and these are often good for discussions, things like that. In the team plan, I can also add it to a certain folder, and other teachers can see that quiz. But for right now, I just want to show you what it looks like once you go to export. So these are the different options for export. Kids have been asking for Bookit a lot, so I'm going to go with Bookit right now. And head on over to Bookit. Stoichiometry. There's no spell check on either of these websites, which makes me nervous. So then I would upload that CSV that just got downloaded. And here are the questions. Those are the two that I chose. They're in there right away. I can save it. I can play it right away. So that is the core of Questionwell. You can export it to any of those other options as well. Each one, sorry, each one has a little informational, well, not that one right now. Each one has a little information. Okay, something is broken. Anyway, when you click on these question marks, it should tell you how to use, I mean, something is weird. It was just working a literal second ago.
It never fails. It's not your
I
fault.
know.
It's the
I was
universe.
like, no, I'm daring. I'll do a live demo. That's okay. The important part worked. So, and if you want, if you're just like, this is so much, I just need sub plans real quick, you can just print it out. So this really came from my own needs as a teacher, and I can leave a little bit of extra time for questions if people are interested. We can show the YouTube version as well if that's interesting. Or yeah, I'll open it up to questions. That's 25 minutes. Maybe that's not what I want. No questions? Perfectly explained. So here it's pulled out the transcript. It's going to make the language in English. In this case, I'm not going for interactive video. I'm just making the regular questions. Or maybe we should do the interactive video. So here it'll make the questions at a particular point in the video. And from there, you can generate a code and let students answer those questions there. Yeah, so it's very straightforward. It's very like specifically tailored to the specific problems I was having. And so when teachers are having this particular problem, this is a really good solution for it. For all the other things, there's all the other things. And then this is just briefly showing, so as you can see, I added the stoichiometry to the 7th grade folder. So 7th grade now has stoichiometry in it, and all the other teachers on my team can see all of my quizzes in 7th grade. They can export them to their own favorite platforms, the platforms that their students are choosing. I enjoy kind of letting the students decide because they seem to like a different thing every single day. Yeah, so if we go to, oh, so this one's a video, you can see because of the little play button. And it shows you where in the transcript it goes. We like that question.
Molecule
We
will
like
react
that question. We like this question.
We can calculate the molar mass.
And generate an assignment code. Here you can enter instructions for students. So take a screenshot, and submit on Canvas. That's often what we do. And this is what it would look like for them. They start the video and the questions pop up.
By now, you're probably starting to see how chemistry can change.
Fortunately and unfortunately, I can't actually fast forward the video. So that is by design, but it does make presentations kind of funny for a few seconds. Okay, so here's the question comes up. I did not read the question, so I don't know. Explaining everything we see and feel, creating new elements, predicting the future. Let's try predicting the future. Incorrect. So in versions of this, it can also offer feedback and, go deeper in that. But this is the very beginning of that. So yeah, those 10 minutes, and I'm happy to answer any questions.
Super cool. I have a question while we wait. So people are typically using this alongside their LMS, yeah? Do you find it's like working more at the classroom level, or are you seeing schools implement this? Are you seeing districts implement this? Where are you getting started, and where are you getting the most traction?
Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely seeing it most by individual teachers. I'm having some interest from schools and districts, but again, since I'm a full-time teacher, and I don't have like a sales team, I don't have a ton of time to devote to onboarding in them. But we do definitely have the districts and schools that have spent their resources, like making sure to get this value for all their teachers, have loved it. So I just haven't been approaching them. They've all come to me. But yeah, it's been mostly absolutely word of mouth, just mostly on TikTok, I would say. Teacher influencers on TikTok have really been spreading the word. And I love that. That's very
That's awesome.
helpful again,
Yeah.
because I am not doing it.
Yeah, that's where I've been seeing it. What I love is, I don't know if anybody caught Derek's keynote yesterday. There's a bit of an intro to it, but he put forth this hypothesis that the core value of education was feedback, and the mechanisms around feedback. And so what I love is that, like, that's front and center for Questionwell, as far as I can tell. It's like really in that assessment space, and really helping students calibrate for what they need to know and whether they're there or they're not, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's really the formative. There's a few different use cases. Thank you for asking. There's a few different use cases. There's the formative assessment, which is, we know from research, is so incredibly crucial to student learning, because it makes them think actively practice retrieval, and so then they remember better. But there's also actually like a lot of other uses that I didn't really think of. So for example, my students absolutely freak out when we have a test, and they immediately start asking, are there retakes? Are there retakes? Are there retakes? How many questions? Blah, 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 blah. And the reason that teachers often don't make retakes is that it's a lot of work to create a test. And so one thing that I use Questionwell for a lot is I just generate like 3 times the number of questions that I actually need for a test, and I have 3 retakes. So I say, don't worry about it. You have 3 retakes. You can take this one, learn from it, take the next one, learn from it, take the one after, learn from it, because I care about your ultimate learning. And that really relaxes them. And
Yeah,
I think middle school boys, so they don't study. They take the first one, they get their grade, they go, oh, well, let me try again without studying. And so they take the second one, they get the exact same grade. They go, I only have 1 left. I guess I'll study and sort of improve my knowledge. And so it's really like putting the learning back in their hands, because of that feedback loop.
that's awesome. So self-awareness among teenage or middle school age boys is not 10 out of 10, right?
It's the hardest thing.
Thanks so much, Maya. This is awesome. Drop in the chat how people can reach out or find out more, or start with Questionwell.